everybody, Son of Beast here, and Test Tube here for our pregame show of tonight's game of the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports, presented by Google. This tonight's matchup here in the Western Conference, as we have our biggest of all to make anything that possible. The next team as we have is the Minnesota Timberwolves, the 7th seed facing against the 2nd seed at Houston to play against the Rockets. Now, for some questions here about the Houston Rockets, they missed their last bunch of their postseasons. But now, they finally made their return here after the Phoenix Suns have been eliminated for the part of the postseason. And they're out for the part of contention. But it's not really easy enough for the Rockets that they weren't able to make the postseason last year. But now, they are back. And we are seeing things, what goes in right toward the boards. And that's right there, Test Tube. As we're looking over it again for Houston Rockets, there's no sign for James Harden, not even to anyone with Chris Paul on the other side. But we have two astounding players that done with their succesfuls. But Fred VanVleet and Jalen Green. And there are a bunch of other players that definitely done their best. That's right. And the other side of it, only Rudy Gobert for the Wolves after Cat been traded off with the Knicks, as Julius Randle is able to come in with a team to help him out. Now here are the starting groups here for these Minnesota Timberwolves. Chris Finch is the head coach for the Minnesota Wolves for the start of the first game of the night. And here are the lineups for the Wolves. Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. And for the other side of it is Ime Udoka for the Houston Rockets, the head coach of the team. The starting players are Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Ahmed Thompson, and Alperen Sengun. What's your take here? Who do you think is going to win? I'm going to say the Wolves this one. I think it's going to be my take here. What about you? I'm going to say that the Rockets are going to put it in now. I want to see how they do. All right. Well, it's about to get this thing on the board, so you ready or not? It's going to be a fun one. Now, standing in by, I have is Terry Crews. He's along with the other commentators of the crew, with Tyler Beast. And the third commentary of the crew, I give a warm welcome to Fan, and the center court I have it across is David Aldridge for the start of the game. Now, enjoy your presentation of the NBA playoffs in 2K25. Wolves, Rockets, next on 2K Sports. We are in the big town of Houston. Tonight is the game as we're about to be seeing the best of two. Locker rooms are set and they're ready to take things on for a big two of the 7th versus 2nd. Wolves, Rockets is next after this. Hi everybody, I am Terry Crews, and thanks for joining us for another exciting NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. I'm here with my broadcast partner, with Tyler and Fan. Center court is David Aldridge. Tonight is the big night here in H-Town in Texas. Tonight is going to be an exciting one here. VanVleet is on Conley. Edwards is with McDaniels, and it's Gobert right towards center, and Randle to point forward. On the other side is Thompson. He's along with Jalen Green. And across to the other side of it is Brooks. And in the center is Alperen Sengun. Ball is tipped, and we are ready to go. As the Wolves wins the tip-off, here's Randle. He'll start things up here for his first playoff with the Timberwolves. Conley's right toward outside, looking over right toward the deep. 5 to shoot. Conley looking it over with a 2-point shot attempt. This one's rebounded by Gobert, and a foul will start here for the Rockets. This will be Thompson's first personal foul and their first team foul for Houston. You know, this one's not always an easy option because of Rudy Gobert. He was really taking all of his time effort and nothing really to make that exact change. He has to get over this one to make it fair. First free throw line coming in for Rudy Gobert, as this will be his first trip to the free throw line. Well, they say now for Rudy Gobert, he's not really all of his aggression. And sometimes he really just has to give all his better effort to really stand out there too well. First free throw misses off the target. You know, Rudy Gobert is definitely one of the bear that is the blocker. Since last playing in France, he definitely played one of his 2024 Paris Olympics in the finals against the Team USA. And without that one, it really must have took everything with all of his perception. It really took everything there, clearly. And he makes the second free throw. I'll be one of the 2 free throws here for Rudy Gobert. And now here come the Rockets. On a start range, this one will put it in for Green. Slides a pass. Family for 3. Outside the corner, misses the shot. Edward was his own rebound. He's got his first. McDaniel starts things off. The last game against Utah was definitely the biggest disasters that they've definitely played it for. And without Rudy Gobert in their team, it was not even clear. Yeah, there's no other perception to why not. They really have no idea what's going on. They definitely don't miss on anything. And what happened is they don't really just play it oftenly. They've got to find another way to get through it. McDaniels right to Wayne, now finds Conley. And reporter for David Aldridge talking in with his team on Chris Finch, as he's definitely making a lot of contracting to show how it is. He's been playing it for one of the best reasons here for some players and a standing offense. And according to Mike Conley, it's the Minnesota way. On his better percentage on their postseason, it's enough to make that happen. Well, it definitely looked like that Mike Conley's been definitely putting a bigger message here for one of our best players. And as for Karl Anthony Towns by last postseason, he was really all into a better energy. They had a good effort, and it definitely didn't work out for them. This is what happens when you put a message here from Karl Anthony Towns for the last postseason he was ever to get it done. Nice cut and step forward for Anthony Edwards. He's got his first bucket. Oh, look at that one. That is amazing. That's a big start off to make that one percentage happen. Green right toward Wayne. Edwards on a cover. Thompson for 2. He will get the bucket in. This will start off in our Rockets, the first 2 bucket score. This is what happens now. They are going to get this one started off. They need to get this one moving. Now here's Edwards on Thompson. Around Green. Shoots. Off the backboard and went out. Now here's another chance for the Rockets as Green's got the ball. 5:20 left in the first quarter. Here's the cut, and he slammed it down! That's Jalen Green with a throwdown on a start for the Rockets. No percentage out for worse. That's what a great start puts in for Green. He really took it all. McDaniels right toward Wayne. He's on Brooks. McDaniels find the cover, finding Rudy Gobert, and he looks to Conley. And it'll be a 3-second violation on Rudy Gobert as it turns over to the Rockets ball. We passed the 5-minute mark in the first quarter, as right now Edwards is looking to see what he can definitely do for game number 1. Here's Van Vliet to pass to Thompson. Around Conley, and he's packed. That'll be the first foul on Julius Randle for the first team foul on Minnesota. Ahmed Thompson at the free throw line, shooting 2 shots.
Take a break. Good shot.
Ahmed Thompson misses the first free throw. Well, if you look at the stats here for one of our best players in high school, he really has started things oftenly, and then he was definitely played in for on his Pinecrest school. And for definitely what he has been doing it for, this is what his percentage is putting in for some great outer takes. Only just about 16.9 points, 7.3 rebounds, and then only 3 out of 7 game on the assist. He's really putting an honorable mention to play for any games that he's really been doing. But sometimes he's definitely had a lot of great average here. And then with the overtime win in the championship, it was a 90-83 double overtime in Santa Fe High School. Yeah, it's definitely like one of our big takes here. I have a lot of great feelings for him. Amen Thompson's definitely like one of the better rookies out there. I mean, what I say now is that Amen Thompson, he's really starting out with often. He's really putting up a great use of the effort. I have a lot of great feelings afterwards, so let's make him accountable. Sengun against Gobert. A drive for Sengun, goes back up, and a great D here by Rudy Gobert. And now Edwards is right toward the wing. Here's a finish drive. Nice D. Conley up, and Randall's got his first bucket in. 7-4's the score. Houston trails by 3. Jalen Green scrubbing along a little bit here, just dribbling it off the motion, scanning the floor, looks at some cuts for the layup. One-hand tipper doesn't go in. That's another miss by Houston. Look at their pitch shooting. This is the percentage that they're not just doing really well. All that happened now, I mean, they're just getting bumped out. They didn't have anybody to give that one open. Edwards for 2. That one misses. And a shot for Gobert. Great D by Sengun as he stops that one on Rudy Gobert from scoring. Now as Green will start things off in, here's a shot. Rebound by Sengun, and this one goes in. He makes a drive. Timeout being given up here by Minnesota. Only 3:15 left to go in the first quarter. Well, that really made a good start afterwards. I mean, I just really have to say now, they have really been pushing things off tonight, and nothing really stands a shock. You know what happens? They've really been kept on coming in down. Just when I mentioned it before, they are showing off this spirit. And as I say right now for Houston Rockets, they have never been making it all the way down to the conference finals. As right at this moment, instantly, they have been leaving things out. What they say is now is what Jalen Green has been looking like we are just not going to win anything. But it looks like we're just going to have to keep on trying to do this one again. You know how bad what the Houston Rockets done? They just don't play it really well. Yeah, I know. I mean, just what I say now is that Houston Rockets are definitely a harder team to remember of. And what they say is that they really are starting to do this thing optimally. Because they only just won 2 championships, 1994 and 1995. They've never made their way into divisional titles. Well, they made their way here in this season. And with that, this is definitely a harder players that they're doing it to remember of. I mean, of course we know the Yao Ming from the Rockets, and there's a bunch of other greats here. I mean, they really are just trying to give it off tonight. 4 players have checked in. There's 4 players that come on the court. DiVincenzo, Alexander, Walker, Clark, and Naz Reid are checked in. 5 players are checked out. 5 players checked in. Holiday, Whitmore, Easton, Smith Jr., and of course, Steven Adams. Here's a start for Holiday. Right around a spin move. What a take. He just pushes in right toward the middle of the paint. He scores his first of the season. Oh my goodness, I love the energy now. That's what happens with Holiday. He's just starting off. Randall, right toward the wing, and a rebound by Smith Jr. This will be his first rebound with the team. Eason rolls, slows down. The pass on the outside. Holiday goes over to Smith Jr. Whitmore for 3. Good three-pointer. He's going down to start things off for Houston Rockets. And it's now 11-7. Just don't have to quit here. The Whitmore is just making a good three-pointer. Clark outside. Trying to roll back. Clark looks to pass to Alexander Walker. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Here's a 2 for Alexander Walker. The rebound by DiVincenzo. Solid D by Al Holiday. That'll be his first rebound. On the fast break. Great scooping drive for Holiday as he will get his scoring drought to start things off. There's no better than that. I mean, I really have to say now, this is where the star puts it in that they're looking for. Here's Randall. The finish drive's no good. Smith Jr. with his own rebound. Now finds Holiday. Holiday looks to Eason. Eason right over to get the Holiday. Holiday, screen on Adams. trying to watch him. And a three for Whitmore in the corner. That rolls in and out. Randall looks over to Alexander Walker. Shows a look. The back pass to Randall. Randall moving around. Here's a shot. Randall misses off for the two. Great D by Smith Jr. and now it's back to Holiday. Well, you can't miss on that plays out there. This is what they just meant to say is that they need to keep this thing moving. This is what happens now. They made some great defenders on the good communication skills. They really kept them going. Here's DiVincenzo right toward outside. On a pass to Clark. Open three. Good to go. That was a good corner range for Clark as he's got his first three-pointer of the night. Just about 30 seconds left in the first quarter as Holiday's right toward the wing. Slides back, DiVincenzo on him. Holiday moves a spin. No pass given open as it's broken up. Alexander right toward the baseline. Slides it back. Randall thinking it fast. 10 seconds. Randall lost the ball and it's Whitmore. Fast break, here we go. Two-pointer, misses the target. And that will end the first quarter. This was a tightness on the start for the Rockets as they are up by 3. 13-10 to score. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with you soon after this. And if you're just tuning in, we're ready to get started with the second quarter. As right now, it is a close, intense game. Alright guys, I have a little bit of a say in how that happened. Let's have your thoughts. Well, I say now about one of the best plays in here was the Rockets. They really are starting to get it often late. This was really uncomfortable for them, but they really are trying to get all what they've got. I know it's not easy for them, but they really must have been a struggle. Well, let's see what happens now. I mean, I think the Rockets might have a chance to make a win, or it could be the Wolves. On a start for the second quarter, we have across. Dillingham is with Rudy Gobert. McDaniels with small forward. Reed is right turned outside. And Anthony Edwards is on the other side. Fouls given by the Rockets. This will be Aman Thompson's first personal foul and his first team foul. That'll be 2 fouls already down the second quarter. But that really doesn't make anything happen. This is what happens with Dillingham. He just really gave it all of what he got. Free throw coming up for Dillingham. This will be his first trip to the free throw line. Second free throw attempts for Minnesota with 7:42 to go to start the second quarter. Dillingham makes the first free throw. Well, as you can see for Dillingham, he's just really have it all. And what I say now is that one of our biggest things about him is Rob Dillingham. He has been able to play this one. And because at this point, this is what's happened here for the last part of the game. He was drafted by San Antonio. That was in the 8th pick in 2024 NBA draft. Started out for last season. And then for this season, he made a new trade-off. Only 1 year with the San Antonio Spurs. So now he has to make another change off and he wants to get into the postseason. Number 3, that's crazy. That's Amen Thompson, and he makes that one out. Reporter for David Aldrich talking in about Chris Finch. And this one, Udoka, had really shown it off what it's made in. Jalen Green has never been able to make their postseason advantage, and this will be his first postseason with the team to start things often. Jalen Green has been putting things in. We're not unstoppable. We really worked that off. I worked all my hard strength to put it in with some big efforts. Don't take from me, I got it from. Fouls picked up on Anthony Edwards. That'll be his first team foul for Minnesota. Well, you don't have any great strength here. That's what happens with Dillingham as he's really giving it over to. And as for Jalen Green, he's just got to give it all what he does. And now, this is what happens with that. The power puts in for Houston. Free throw coming up for Amen Thompson as he's at the free throw line shooting 2. This will be his second attempt at the free throw line. That free throw makes it in. You know, he's crazy enough. Amen Thompson's really like all the better on his effort. I see what goes in right now for one of our big plays in the game. And for Ben Thompson, when he played it when he was better of his own professional career, he played it with 11 with the overtime elite, and this was a new professional league that he get based in to play for Atlanta. And he's by age 16 to 20. I just really like seeing him, and he's been really enjoying the leagues. He's really like a fantastic play for him. Now here's Edwards. He finds Reed for the three. Three-pointer misses off the target. Jalen Green with his own rebound. Back the other way goes to Thompson. Reed on him. Lost the ball. Rebounded by Green. And it's now Brooks the other way. Sagan is on Rudy Gobert. Here's a cut. And it rolls around the rim as he makes another two-pointer. He's got 4. Look how amazing this is for Anthony Edwards. As right now, Sagan is putting a nice grade on the effort. Got a good chain out there. Reed fades, looks over to Dillingham. 6:10 to go in the first half. Gobert with the screen. New change. He'll get it back. Up for 2. And another miss by Minnesota. They are just not really like doing everything. They're not playing so well. I don't know what's going on with the Minnesota, but they're really going to try to like step it up. McDaniels right for the cut. That's off the rim and rebounded by Brooks. Here's Thompson. Here's the cut. He slammed it. What a take in for Amir Thomas as he puts right into the rim and slam it. You can see where the crowd goes in now. I mean, that is really like a chain off to play it off. McDaniels backs it up. A screen for Gobert. Here's a cut drive. The rebound and push a flush back into the zone as Gobert rebounds it and slams it. Van Vliet against Dillingham. McDaniels is pulled on already. I mean, a quick start doesn't start off often. I don't know what happened over there. McDaniels is really like trying to do all what his best is, but he really has to try to move again. And now this time he slams it in, and he got his first two-pointer in the game. Great pass by Dillingham as he's got his first assist. Jalen Green off to Brooks for the 2. That rolls in and out. 22-18. Here's McDaniels. Goes for another one and 2 times in a row to make the slam to get out from the coldness. Well, this really must have happened with that. I mean, now they really are coming back in now. They cannot be stopped if they're doing this. Van Vliet rolls to our middle. Blocked by Gobert. And he put it back in there and couldn't get another deflection. This was happening right now. I mean, that first block must have been working on Van Vliet, but I think that Alperen Sengun must have had his own rebound, and I think the hand must have tipped it. I thought that was rejected for some reasons, but they didn't. They just couldn't get that back, and now it turns it over. Reed back to Dillingham. I'll spin around over Van Vliet, and that won't get a rebound here. That's Thompson with his own rebound. They are just rolling back outwards. I mean, it looks like Rob Dillingham's just only had 4. When I had 4 field goals, it wasn't really enough to make the job out of it down. Another miss for communication here, and now Sengun tries again. Oh, stop by Reed! What a great stoppage on the rebound to pull a drive and reverse. McDaniels pushes it forward, backs it up, and the miscommunication here for Minnesota. 3:15 left to go in the first half of the game as Van Vliet's right turn the corner. Now pass to Brooks, a 2. Another miss here. Reed with the rebound, now finding Dillingham. Edwards slides it back. And now over on the other side is Dillingham. Dillingham trying to find an open slot. A screen given. With the shot. Oh, Green! He must have took it over, and this will be Rockets ball on the last touch by Minnesota. What a great play. Now with some new substitutions, Mike Conley checks in for Reed. And the other side of it, as for the Rockets, they're making new changes in here. 5 players are checked out. As Van Vliet moves over, right over on the other side, and this will be a timeout for the Rockets. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half of the game. This has been a tight one. Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I really must say it is now that we really are imbankable. And And they really are trying to figure it out how they are doing it for. So I must say now, I mean, we're really on a song. This one definitely hasn't happened for any years. Don't forget, folks, coming up will be the halftime show, as this will be Ernie Johnson along with Kenny Jet Smith, and of course, to the other side of it is Shaq O'Neal. Tightness game here in the first half, but there might be a one win to get right to the option. And as we said about it here before, that you know what happens with Julius Randle, this makes it a chain off to start things here. And without anything, this really gives Chris Finch a better ways to have enough momentum. And what happens with Cut is just the only way that he is ever going to accomplish it before. American Basketball Association on the coach, it really makes it a harder way to get him through. And what I say is now is that they really don't think that they're really young. They really have to choose any of them to get right into this. I don't know what's going to happen. This really makes it special. I understand why you're intrigued by it, but it might be just hard enough to try to give it all what they've got. It may not be anybody, but it might be hard to try to pull it off. As Holiday's right to her in the lane, the screen gets to Green. Here's a chance to Green this time. Oh, what a slam with one hand dunk. And they're pulling it up by 6. Oh, they don't really care about that. Jeff Green is going to slam that one down and say, yep, go for it. Alexander Walker on the screen, Michael Bell. The Lou, DiVincenzo for 3. And he's got it. Right turn the corner and makes it in. It is now a 26-23 game, down to 2 minutes in the first half. Now here's Whitmore, he now finds it again to Holiday. Looks to Smith Jr. Toward the opposite side. Whitmore backs it up. Trying to look for some offensive strategy. Easton's right toward Wayne. The screen for Green, down to 2. And it's another miss by Houston. Well, they're really shooting it all over well. I don't know what's going to happen. They really just got to find another way. Conley, toward O'Reilly. The layup drive, no good. Second chance opportunity makes it in for Mike Conley. Now it's a close game, 26-25. There might be a back-to-back switch. Holiday finds Eason. Eason spins a move with a layup drive. Rebounded by Randall. Alexander Walker right toward the wing. Tries to go with the back step, and it's good. Alexander Walker's got his first bucket to make the lead, and it's now a 27-26 game. Not really a chance what they say now. Alexander Walker's been really giving all their better effort. Holiday finds Smith Jr. The screen by Whitmore. And a reaching foul will be on Minnesota. That's going to be DiVincenzo's first personal foul. And her second team foul for Minnesota. Just about 44.3 seconds in the first half of the game. Don't forget, halftime shows up after this. Here's Holiday right to her in the wing. Holiday checking some spaces. Pocket 6. Holiday shot, no good. This one's rebounded by Conley. 30 seconds left in the first half of the game. On a pass that by DiVincenzo. And a ball's loose. Whitmore steals it. Back the other way it goes. Holiday's on. Julius Randle backs it up. The bounce pass finding Whitmore. Whitmore to a corner. Screen coming. The cut in motion, up in balance, and Conley, right turn away, go for deep, and that one's off the rim. That ends the first half. Tightness game here, 27-26, and we've reached halftime. We'll be back with you shortly after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. Their biggest lead in the first, 5 points. And so far, they're out in front, but not by much as we head into the half. And, Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
We have to recognize their bench play. Sometimes we overlook the bench play. And tonight, they did it. The coaching staff has got to be loving getting that extra boost.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the ball. More possession means more scoring opportunity. A few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
You've been watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. And we welcome you back here at Toyota Center for the start of the third quarter. As right now we have a great message to put it in with a great stoppage for Amin Thompson, as he's really been putting up with a great show. He's got a great start of his feeling for his free throw on his second attempt, but it's a lot harder to start off his season. And we're ready to get back onto the court. Along with me, Terry Crews, and Fan and Tyler, we are back ready for the second half. Here are the starting groups for the Rockets as Van Vliet is with Green, Brooks is with Amir Thompson, and Stengens right towards center. Green with the shot starts off with no good but a two-pointer, and it's rebounded by Conley with another rebound. Starting off that big was not even easy enough for Amir Thompson, and he's really been on a struggle. He's not putting a great set in, and that score is giving him a lot of trouble, and it's early range. He's really going to get that job out of it. Edwards, oh, what a good cut! And he got a great layup drive for Anthony Edwards. He's got 4. Oh, wow, I was not really expecting to be surprised out of it. He really couldn't get over this dime. That's a big take. Green, Bailey in the corner. Good from outside. Makes the three-pointer after an assist by Green. Now you see what's coming now. I mean, they're not tied up. It's a 29 game. Edwards slides it back, screen on Gobert. Gobert passed it, and this one's up, and a foul's on Thompson. That's his third first team foul on Houston. They're not playing really well afterward. Rudy Gobert, since he's been the hard drive, he's really been bumped out. This is not what's going to change over. And if you don't do it on defense, you're not doing it straight. Now a free throw coming up for the Minnesota Wolves as Gobert is at the free throw line, shooting 2. Well, there's no way better than that. They really are starting to get that one off and strong, and this is what definitely gives him out of trouble. He's really not playing it so well, so he's got to try to find another way to get out of here. Gobert misses the free throw. Well, I don't say about now. I mean, what happens with Rudy Gobert is definitely really having a hard time afterwards. And I really don't know how he just does. But this is a struggle. He doesn't really get all of it when he does score. That's what happens. They don't really see that coming afterwards. And a second free throw will drop in. Tightness on the score. Lead change, tie. Lead change, tie. Now here's Brooks. On McDaniels. The screen will come in for Sengun. Reporter for David Aldrich talking into standing by with Udoka as this head coach for the Rockets. We've been really struggling here all night. But as for this moment, it appears, this doesn't really make the change afterwards. That he really been stumped out. And he just couldn't get this thing going. That's right, at this moment, Udoka has a lot of it to make him say what his better percentage doesn't make him feel like we're doing for him. When people start complaining about foul calls or crying about physicality, you've done your job. And that's the first step of the winning in the battle. But that's what happens with Sam Adek, and he has been told the team. When his team has started crying about it, it's up to an intensity. It's not an aggressive man, and it's aggressive about the adjustments that you did. Well, you know how Duke has definitely done it so far. I mean, you're not really doing when you're playing it for. When you're playing as the Rockets, if you are playing for this one, you don't have a commitment to make aggressiveness. You just got to try to step it upwards. I totally agree about that. I mean, all for Rocket plays, they don't really step in a chance. Minnesota trailing 31-30 score in the game. And another foul. This will be his fourth. And the Rockets are complaining about this fouls. This is what happens. They don't like it. Yeah, this is not good enough. Thompson's really been blocking things out. That's another one on Conley to get back to the free throw line. He's really been stumped out. Another free throw coming up here for the Timberwolves as Conley's at the free throw line shooting 2. This will be up for 2.
2 shots.
Conley makes the first free throw. Now a tie game, looking for a leadoff, a 32-31 game. And that's good for the second free throw. Here's Van Vliet. 6:30 left to remain in the third quarter. A lot of time left as Van Vliet dribbles around. And with the pass over to Sengun as he's trying to get up with the 2. And this one carries it out. Back the other way. Great D by Rudy Gobert. While there's no foul on the play, there is no loose ball foul afterwards. He really doesn't have anything going on because I just really can't imagine this one here. I don't know what to say it is, but this is really definitely been a struggle for now. I don't know what's going to happen. They really got to find another way. And here's Sengun. He's out for now with a rebound, and Van Vliet is back the other way. Van Vliet showing it around the court. Now a screen for Van Vliet. Moves around, finds Sengun, looks to Brooks. 6 to shoot. Down in the middle, and he's fouled. Another foul for Minnesota. That'll be the second team foul on the Wolves. That'll be against Conley's first personal foul. Brooks is really like trying to do all for it. And this is what he was trying to get over this. He was not really clean at all. And what happened is they're really been stamped out. I don't know what's going on, but he really must have took everything. Free throw good for Dillon Brooks. And now the new changeout for the Minnesota and for the Rockets. Gobert's checked out and Mike Conley's checked out as Dillingham and Reed are checked in. Rockets are making new changes. Steven Adams checks in for Alperen Sengun. Second free throw drops in. Julius Randle, right turn the other way. On to Thompson. Looks to McDaniels. McDaniels sweeping it around a little bit. Rolls with the shot. And misses again. And McDaniels gets a scoop back in. This will be another 2-pointer for the Wolves as they're getting McDaniels on the board. Seems like this is what happens with McDaniels. He is really showing it off. Just trying to get off to a nice take. Van Vliet up for 2 and good. That one takes a nice scooping drive for Fred Van Vliet. He scores it our way. Under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter as Dillingham's right toward the outside. McDaniels right toward Wayne looks to Randall. Randall fades for 2. That's another miss here for Minnesota. Thompson on his way down, attacking toward the rim. Here he comes. Yes, he does. That's another slam monstrous dunk for Amir Thompson. And the crowd goes wild. Yeah, they're really showing off. I mean, Thompson's really like giving all he does. Here's Randall. Lost the ball. It's Van Vliet with the steal. Green right toward him. On Edwards. The pass finding Van Vliet. Looks to Thompson. Randall on him. And Green's right toward outside. Give the fair on the track. Green up and good. 2-pointer cashes in. That one takes another 2-pointer for Jalen Green. Randall slowing him down, trying to figure out another move. misses again. Adams with his own rebound off to Brooks. Brooks with a 2. Tightly contested, but it's missed again. You don't see what happens with Dylan Brooks. He was really giving everything that he'd done for him. He just needs someone help to give that one another chance. Randall right to outside. On Thompson. Looks to pass to Dillingham. Ball's tipped, and that's the last touch by Dylan Brooks, as Minnesota will keep it alive. And here's the status here as we're looking at the Wolves for the opposing points here and currently in tightness behind 109 over 23. They really didn't see anything. Not possible enough. They really didn't think of it. And we'll have to step aside as this will be a timeout on Minnesota. Just about 3:21, 7 to shoot. The Rockets are definitely the topper team. No siree there. They really just give it all they've got. The NBA playoffs presented by Google on 2K Sports is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Ruffles, the official chip of the NBA. And by Hotels.com. Find your perfect place somewhere. The substitutions are coming onto the court here as right now as the Wolves and the Rockets are making new changes. Just about 3:21 left to remain in the third quarter. Now as Steven Chenzo's right toward away, he's trying to look for a shot. For the 2, rolls in with a rebound, and it's Adams with a takeover. Now Whitmore is right toward away. Backs a step, fakes a shot. What a take for Whitmore. He has 41 and 34 for the Rocket. He has another 2-pointer. Oh, this is what the kid is. I mean, Whitmore's doing really well. Just how great playoff drive is. Wow. Definitely a good take on that. Now Clark sends to Reed for 3. Another miss by Minnesota. Here's Eason right toward the wing as he's able to try to give us some pass open room. Looks to Whitmore, now finding Holiday. Holiday scrambling on the board, trying to look for some open attackers. Here's the finding over to Whitmore. 4 to shoot. They've got to get moving. Whitmore misses again. Now here's Clark, he's right toward the other wing with the shot. And it's another miss by Minnesota. Well, Whitmore's only had 5 points already. I mean, this is like a scoring increasement that he's been able to do for it again. He's just got to keep on trying again. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter as Whitmore's from outside. Screen around the angle. Here's Eason. For the shot, chance, but the shot won't go in. This is going to be a shot clock violation on Minnesota, as Minnesota will take it over. Here's what happens with this season and the current losing streak that he has been doing. Well, Cam Whitmore's not really giving all the percentage that he's been doing it. And for the last couple communications here, they have really been stacked. This is what definitely they don't really deserve out of it. And they couldn't get this one back in control. They've got to find their way in. McDaniels makes a great drive. It is a 41-36 game for the Rockets as they're pulling it big. Yeah, of course they are. They're definitely doing this again. They've got to talk things over. This will be a timeout call here on the Houston Rockets with under 90 seconds in the third quarter. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's showing some great energy reception, and he really loves to show them up with this energy to bring back in for the postseason. How do you like it now? Well, I say so. Mr. Clutch is definitely one of my best of the mascots here for the Houston Rockets. He really shows them off a great change. I just really have nothing to say about how he's been doing, but all the percentage out there, he was on the State Farm commercials, and I gotta say now, he's really been doing for anything. This is what happens that he has been really having fun time for tonight. I say so too. I mean, hey, Mr. Clutch knows that he definitely shows him off everything. I know that he does. He does everything. He makes that one with a great set. I love his strategy. Of course he does. And with anything in my whole entire time, I really have no witnesses to put it in without a great change. Well, they shouldn't be. They do. I mean, they really showed them up. Nothing's possible. It's great enough to have it in. Filling the words, my wingman, Mr. Clutch. New changes on for Minnesota Wolves as Rudy Gobert is back on the court. McDaniels is checked out as Reed moves on. The Rockets are making new changes here as Green's back on court with Thompson. And it's Green right toward the no center. Thompson on DiVincenzo looks to Green over Rudy Gobert, and a great D here by Rudy Gobert. Here's Dante DiVincenzo. Only scored a couple of it in the first half, but looking like they wants to close it off. Park looks to Reed. Reed finds DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo. Outside. Gobert with the screen. Here's the cut. Racing back. Green denies a shot. What a rejection for the Rockets. Alley-oop success. Back the other way it goes. What a take for Eason. There's no stopping this advantage afterwards. That Green must have made a block. I don't believe it. Here's DiVincenzo. Looks to Reed. The fade on the bump shot. Stepping in. Green around him. Watching the free second violation. That's no good. That's another miss here for Reed. Thompson's back the other way. Trying to go for some dashing attacker. To Green! What a slam. Amir Thompson with another assist in the game. And it's a 45-36. Looking at this energy, there is no possible to stop that effort. That's pretty insane how run the score is. DiVincenzo waiting around. 10 seconds to shoot. DiVincenzo. The pass. Broken up by Smith Jr. Thompson. Will he take the buzz beater? And he will miss that one. 45-36 is the score. Big chance for the Rockets. They have been pumping in. Great chance, great score. 3 quarters down, 1 to go. 4th quarter is next after this. Crowd is wild in H-Town, and we loved it too. You're watching the NBA playoffs presented by Google on 2K Sports. And we have a moment now to reveal the State Farm assist of the game. You know, I'm glad with that. I mean, the alley-oop successful must have put it in for the Rockets, and this is what happens with Eason putting it to Smith Jr. This is what the pass made, and he just right into the paint. Yeah, I love the energy. This is definitely what happens with the great plays in the past. As for Thompson and the team, they really have done it all. It's the 4th quarter. Hope you're having fun with us, and we are having fun too. Let's finish it off strong. On the court for Minnesota, Mike Conley is with Dante DiVincenzo. Edwards is in smooth shooting guard. And it's Randall right to a power forward and Gobert in center. On a finished drive for Conley, makes a drop. There's no need to be making the stop afterwards. They really have been pushing things often, and they really never gets anywhere to go right from the setup. This screen is definitely impossible enough to make it all that he has. And Amir Thompson, I know that energy is going to pull the lack of it. He's really been often. Wow. Unbelievable. That's another alley-oop successful pass for the Wolves. Yeah, they're coming back already. I mean, I know what they're doing. Here's screen on Dante DiVincenzo. The spin drive and a solid D by Dante DiVincenzo. Just about 1 minute to play here in the 4th quarter as he now finds Randall. Randall over with the shot. That's another miss by Minnesota. Smith Jr. rolls it into Eason. Eason rolls to Thompson. Thompson looking over, now finding Conley. The pass to Eason, looks to Smith Jr. Denying a screen, looks to Sengun. Solid, terrific performance by Rudy Gobert as he stops that shot. Conley now finds Dante DiVincenzo, the back stepper, and it's off the rim and back to Green. Green's got another rebound in the game. They'll try the 3. And another miss here for Houston. Anthony Edwards with his own rebound trying to pull it in. He's not shooting percentage afterwards. Jalen Green has been like losing all of his steps. Only 2 out of 10 field goals. He's losing all. He might be the next one to be on cold. Randall trying trying to get out of the cold zone, trying to look for another shot, and he still misses again. Wow, this has been a big struggle for Julius Randle that he's been doing. Yeah, I know. What happens if he doesn't really make it a good effort? And what happens with Julius Randle? He's been losing everything. He just couldn't get over his stuff. Conley right toward outside. And now Rudy Gobert sets the screen, now finding Randle. Randle got in motion on a back stepper. Jumper shot's good for Julius Randle. This will be 3 out of 12 field goal range for the Timberwolves of Julius Randle. Now timeout given by Houston Rockets with 5:31. Well, they really need to talk that over here. That's going to be another change out for the Houston Rockets. They have only 3 timeouts left to remain, so there's going to be a lot much timing if they need to get through it. Don't forget, folks, we have our next game underway approaching, and this will be the Nuggets facing against the Clippers, as this will be a Mile High. Coverage starts at 9:30 p.m. That will be all along with the coverage, as Mifo will be standing by, along with the commentator supporters, along with Silver Spoon and Wood Spoonie, the third commentators of the crew. And stick around for the second game, as this will be game number 2, the Knicks battle against the Pistons, and the Western Conference, as we will have the next change. As this will be the other side of it, the Denver Nuggets facing against the Clippers back at Mile High. And then for tonight's game, it's the Pacers against the Bucks. That will be the 4th versus 5th seed. And the final game will be the Lakers against the Warriors back at Crypto.com Arena. That'll be all games here on game number 2 to keep your eyes on appearances. And don't miss out the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's back for another season beginning on May 2nd. May 3rd is the next change to put it in. After following along with the It's Time for the reaction of the Object Show, this will be 4 o'clock beginning on 4 p.m. That's right, 4 o'clock is where the ITFT is reaction comes along on May 2nd, and the Stanley Cup playoffs begins on May 3rd. Don't miss your chance here, only on Son of Beast. A cut in for Sengun, we'll try again, and a rebound sends another one. Back behind the back, and rebounded by Gobert. Well, there isn't a lot of change off afterwards. I mean, this is what happens. Nobody's giving a round. Oh, whoa! Unbelievable! How did Anthony Edwards get there? That's a flying fast and a slam. What a great terrific on the dunk here. And that is presented by AT&T, the 5G Slam Cam. Randle against Smith Jr. Smith Jr. against Randle. 7 to shoot. 3 for 3. That's an error miss here for Houston. 4:38 to go in the 4th quarter. McDaniels team's down by 5. McDaniels in a range gives over to Randle. Feeding up in a layup. It good. He got another 2-pointer. It's now a 4 and 14 on a field goal range. Well, he's really kept on coming afterward. I mean, he's really banging in. Green slides back for the 2. Another miss here. Anderson rolls out of bounds. The last touch puts in for Smith Jr. This will be Timberwolves ball. 4:10 remaining in the 4th quarter, and it looks like Minnesota Wolves might have a chance to tie this game for 3 or step up 1-point range for 2 points. Randle for the shot. That's another miss here for me in Minnesota. Smith Jr. right toward another rebound with a great defensive end strategy off the Sengun. Tough shot. Gobert on him. Here's a chance. Oh, he swatted away on Sengun. What a setback by Gobert. And a foul by Rockets. This will be Van Vliet's first personal foul. And their first team foul occurs for Houston. Well, this is what happened out there. Did you see that? After rejection from Rudy Gobert, this is what the cut made in for McDaniels. He really just kept on coming back. This is a flyback out there. Anything's possible for the 7th seed to keep on in. Free throw coming on up for the Minnesota Wolves, as this will be his first trip to the free throw line, shooting 2. Free throw good for McDaniels. Well, there's no standing back afterwards. I mean, they really are just picking things in. and nothing really settles it down. If you don't play it oftenly, you're never going to win it by possible. It's a bigger chance afterwards. I mean, don't be surprised if you're doing this. The second free throw is good for McDaniels. In a hustle, here's Green. Now Green slides it around the way. Fake shot. Oh, Gobert! That's another deflection on that loose. Conley for the lead. He's got it. Conley's got a first pointer to carry the lead up by 1. You know, this is a big marathon afterward. They're not really showing what he did. Second now finds Van Vliet. Van Vliet slows back down. Van Vliet up. That rules in and out. Conley with another rebound. This is a big disaster out there. Look at the fans reacting to this. This is not how it happened, but they've really been stepped out. Conley setting to Gobert. No good. Smith Jr. down to a final 3 minutes in the regulation quarter. Now Smith Jr. will now try to give it over. Now finding Van Vliet. Van Vliet back to Smith Jr. Smith Jr. accepts a 2 and misses again for the Rockets. Conley with another rebound. A set off to Julius Randle. Randle up. That's another miss. And it's pivoted over by Fred Van Vliet. Now here's Smith Jr. for the slam. He goes after him. What a slam play. Both teams are just going back-to-back insane scores. Listen to the fans reacting. They really need to be out there. I mean, this is a big night. Gobert on Sengun. Gobert pass to Conley, goes up it, and doesn't make the shot. As off the rim. 2 minutes remaining in the 4. Great try by Smith Jr. Now Conley decided to do what's next. Screen on Gobert. Conley looking it over, trying to hide a pass to Julius Randle. Here's a cut-in on a shot. Good for Julius Randle. He's been tying things up already. 10 points, 5 out of 16 field goals. The second to last timeout goes to Houston Rockets. Oh my, I don't know what they did, but they've really been like pushing it afterwards. They just cannot be defeated. They need to get this one separated in. It just keeps scoring. Don't forget, folks, we have our next game. That will be the Denver Nuggets as they're facing against the other team, which it will be on the other side of it to show what goes on with the other team, to show the fans with some love. This is the big action afterwards. I mean, we love to see how this one turns out. Big plays, everything. It's just what they've really been doing it for. And nothing really stands a chance. They really have to make it happen. And what happens is, you just got to keep going. So that'll be all games here. Nuggets and the Lakers are not really the better team, to be honest, but the Nuggets and the Clippers are the next ones to be on here. So that's a 9:30 p.m. tip-off. Coverage starts. So be sure to mark your calendars down, set your reminders on your tablet or your device to get ready for our next and final game of the presentation of Day 2 of Game 1 of the NBA playoffs. Now it's time to present New Balance Player of the Game. Tonight's Game of the Night Player of the Game goes to Amen Thompson. Amen Thompson's really like giving all what he does for. I mean, he's been playing so well. The rookie is the start off to make it strong. And they don't really stand a chance. Van Vliet on Conley. With the shot. Good go. He knocks another 2-pointer for Fred Van Vliet. Fan reacting to this while they sound. They're really like all over it. Here's Edwards. He finishes off the scoop the left-hand drive. Down to 90 seconds remaining in the regulation. Van Vliet against Conley. Tries to look over again with a 2, and it misses again. That will be McDaniels with the rebound. Now his chance to take the lead. Randle up, and he's fouled. Smith Jr. with his first personal and his second team foul for the Rockets. Now, as this will be a free throw coming up for Julius Randle, he'll try to see if he can handle it. This is a big frustration afterwards. That Julius Randle is not really showing off his percentage. He really had a hard time to show what's going on. Now they're looking looking like they wanted to tie it up or take the lead. This is a chance for Julius Randle. He's got it down, and he now ties this up. Now Thompson will come in to see if he can finish it off the hero strong as Smith Jr. is checked out. And he's got the lead up by 1. It's a 56-55 game. Over to VanVleet, down to a final minute in the regulation quarter. And here's a chance now for Minnesota after a miss by Fred VanVleet. He's up. Great team by Thompson, but he rolls it back. He got it in. That's another miscommunication for the defense as Julius Randle adds another one. What they did here now, they really have nowhere to be offensively, and this patient is giving him the worst. Conley rolls to Randle. Randle drives, tips it, and he get it back. He misses again. 30 seconds left. Tie or bound by 1. They need to get a foul if he gets it. VanVleet shot no good. And he'll have an intentional foul to give, and this will be on Sengun with his personal foul. And only under 25 seconds, this has been a frustration here. As now it's Conley's at the free throw line. Well, they're not really playing it afterwards. They're really losing their patience afterwards. They are just not playing so well. This is what happens. They really get the frustration after it. Now the fans are definitely putting up the struggle. They just can't make it there afterwards. Conley knocks the first free throw. And now what happened now, this is really what they don't give it often. They really just gotten spanked. Second free throw good for Mike Conley. Rockets calling their final timeout with only 23 seconds. This has been the biggest of the night in Houston, and nothing's really been changed afterwards, don't you think? Well, I believe that they wouldn't be happy enough to play for every single game, but I really noticed that this is definitely a hard struggle that they've really been doing for. And for most years, they really have been communicating for so many times. I don't know what's going on, but they really just kept on coming in. The badness of this game is just too hard for them. They are really been struggling things. They just couldn't get over this time. With a chance with only a 5-point possession game, do you think they're going to make it or are they going to be out of time? I'm going to say they're going to run out of time. I think it's going to be too short for the Rockets to put it in. Remember the last time it happened with the Cavs and the Hawks? The Buzz Peter Acre? He really shut down the first game. And that's what happens to them. He just couldn't get up to a fair start. No timeouts left for our Houston Rockets with only 23 seconds left. They need to make it or make it a close game fair. Thompson looks to Green. VanVleet. Go for 3. Pass off to Brooks. Brooks up. Shot off the rim. He could have counted it in 1, but he just did not have the right timing. Oh boy, this is definitely another foul already. And Nduku, he just really would have felt like that rim is off. My goodness. Wow. Now the free throw will be him to make the close possession game. First free throw knocks in for Dylan Brooks, but with only 17 seconds, the time might be running down. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to make it anyway, because it looks like that Dylan Brooks is definitely losing his time. It's not going to be easy for him to score big. And he makes his second free throw. They're down by 3. They're pressuring on the defense. And as for that, it is over. Green is fouled with this first team foul, first personal foul, first fourth team foul for Houston. They have just left it out. No struggle as Minnesota strikes in for the first round in the first game. They're nothing really what they did now. I mean, they've really been like all over him. And with that, Anthony Edwards, he's really like shutting him out for better reasons. They have really been snuffed out. That's definitely no question, no hard feelings, nothing. That's good for second. With our hope, here's Van Vliet. Approaching down 10 seconds. Brooks for three, and that's it. First game starts with a win, and this will be Minnesota, and that's his fifth. He's fouled out. That'll be all over for the Rockets as he's already on the bench. Well, they all timed out, but that's what happens when they don't really just play oftenly. And now as Julius Randle, he's going to get the game winner. And on his free throw percentage to finish it all. First free throw's good for Julius Randle. And definitely, yeah, I mean, you always have to say now for Julius Randle, he's been really, like, dominating for this game. That type of it was a strong and farewell to end the first game. So that's it. Your final score will be 64 Minnesota and the Rockets 57. It is all finished. What a big shutout start for Minnesota as they are able to have the first win on the road trip. Let's go down to the courtside for the player of the game as we have David Aldridge standing by with our best player of the night. Who do you have, David?
Thanks very much. Rudy, your impact on the game defensively, always something to watch. What's your approach at that end?
Just trying to win games, and my teammates put a lot of trust in me, being aggressive on balls and trying to be aggressive at the rim. And when we play as a team like we do tonight, it's tough to beat us.
You were in full stifle talent mode tonight. Congrats. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you so much. And that about wraps it up for the first night of the game here on the Western Conference of the first round playoffs. I'm Terry Crews, and this has been a presentation of the NBA postseason. Along with me, Tyler, and Fan, thank you for watching. So long. All right, guys, thank you so much here, Terry. And this is what the start puts in for the Wolves. They are on the board. 1-0 start over Houston. Here's how you do with the total statistics. And this was only 34 over 31 for Minnesota on the field goal range. Both of them are even up. And then it was 3 3-pointers. 43 over 38 for Minnesota. 83 for free throws for Minnesota. 16 for the Rockets on the fast break points. 38 and 10 for points in paint and second chance points for Minnesota. And only 21 for Houston on the bench point. Both teams have 11 assists here. 15 and 40 offensive and defensive rebounds for Minnesota. Only 3 steals for Houston Rockets. 3 blocks. That happened to be with both teams for Minnesota and the Rockets. Nothing's happened. 4 turnovers. That's for Minnesota. 16 fouls. That was given over with anything that been popped out. And 7 dunks was Houston, 9 biggest lead, and 16-4 was their time of possession for Minnesota. Well, that's all that happened now. I mean, Rockets couldn't win. I mean, the first game would be ours, but, well, at least for now, this was a big win for success. And now let's have it for a review to test for the 3-star players of the game. All right, thank you so much. Third star starts off, and that will be one of our big takes here, Mike Conley with 10 points and 5 rebounds. He made that one with 3 assists and 3 out of 8 field goals to put it in. Only 16 performance effort for Mike Conley. He's been finishing out that great, but that's what's his first game to start often. Number 2 goes to Ben Thompson with the player of the game with 13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 out of 8 field goals, 1 3-pointer, and a 15 performance effort with only 2 dunks. He really done all. It's the best of his heart. And your number 1 star, all for Minnesota, guess who? You may never guessed it, but this is Julius Randle. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 6 out of 20 field goals, 16 performance effort. That's the best. With all the effort, with only reaching out cold, he just came back to put it in with the lead. I mean, this is a big comeback for the Timberwolves. They've been really like stepping it in. I can't believe it that Julius Randle did it all. Yeah, and I agree with you too. In the meantime, that's it for the first part of the game, as we'll be sending you back to get ready for a second game, as the Nuggets will be facing against the Lakers at Mile High. That'll be a 9:30 game here, folks, so stay in your seats. We'll be back with you shortly. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and peace out for a while as the NBA playoffs of 2K25 dial. This is Test Tube and Son of Beast signing out. See you all for the next game. If not, thanks for watching. See ya!
If you don't, somebody will.